Minister of Finance Schlapak confirms authenticity of the anonymous leakage that Germany uses political and economic leverages to make some EU member countries buy Ukrainian steel at inflated prices. Mr. Filatov asks Minister Schlapak to allocate additional funds for manning Dnipro Battalion. He calls its soldiers rabble. Schlapak refuses to do so because Prime Minister of Ukraine Yatsenyuk and his team have squandered the entire budget. Besides, Schlapak writes that International Monetary Fund puts pressure on the Ukrainian government. In her letter to Mr. Yatsenyuk, IMF Managing Director Christine Lagarde was very disappointed at Kiev's financial policy. Particularly, she was disaffected that National Bank of Ukraine started emitting extra money without any consultations with Europe. That, she believes, may undermine commercial relations of the EU and Ukraine. However, Minister Schlapak maintains that IMF's stance will not make Ukrainian government completely stop the emission. Only its amount will be reduced. Member of Ukrainian Parliament Oleg Pankovich informs Mr. Filatov that Vladimir Parasyuk, a prominent Maidan figure and one of Dnipro Battalion officers, told the rebels, who had previously captured and later released him, about a hidden mass grave of civilians killed by Dnipro fighters. Most part of the dead were Jews. Mr. Filatov reports the information to Minister of Finance Schlapak. Filatov believes that oligarch Kolomoisky will manage to hush up the affair by shifting the blame on the rebels. In his correspondence with Security Service of Ukraine officer, Mr. Filatov discusses a plot to organize a frame-up using high-toxic radioactive substances, americium and radioiodine. Details of the plot are kept secret. President of Kiev Jewish community Alexander Levin warns Mr. Filatov about Israel's growing disaffection with oligarch Kolomoisky and his Dnipro Battalion fighters because they gunned down civilians, among whom were Jews, and killed Georgy Zilberboard, a philanthropist and a prominent member of the Jewish community in Donetsk. Mr. Levin says that there is a discussion underway to revoke Israeli citizenship from Mr. Kolomoisky. Mr. Filatov tries to convince him that the situation is under control and the rebels will be blamed for all the murders.